in our NBU syllabus regarding alkaloids, we need to study the natural occurrence of the alkaloids. So in this regard, we need to mention the plant sources, the plant origin from where the alkaloids we get. Suppose from cinchona, which alkaloids we get? Like this. From tobacco, which alkaloid we get? These are the few questions related to occurrences. Then it's our general structural features. So to identify, to determine the general features of any alkaloid, what to determine? We have to determine the molecular formula, then what type of bonds are there, is there any double bond, triple bond, is there any heterocyclic ring, if it is, then which atoms are included in the heterocyclic ring, which type of elements or atoms it within the molecule, then what type of functional groups are there. Afterwards, identifying all these, we need to synthesis. We need to do the synthesis so that the structure can be confirmed. So each alkaloid, they have different structural features. So different physical and chemical methods we need to mention. Afterwards, it is our isolation and their physiological action. Isolation means how do we extract? You know that we use the Soxhlet extractor to extract the alkaloids from the powdered material of the alkaloids. Okay. Then related this one, physiological action. That means for which diseases, which alkaloid is used to treatment for that diseases. So like cinchona, for which treatment, for quinine related to malaria, for morphine, risapine, like that, all these for which diseases they are used. Then Hofmann exhaustive methylation and Embase modification. These two types of degradation are very important for you because you can face the question as short note or whatever you can. How can you differentiate them? How can you differentiate the exhaustive methylation, Hofmann exhaustive methylation and the Embase modification? So you need to first of all clarify what are those, then show the mechanism, afterwards point out that what is the differences. So our next thing will be structural elucidation and synthesis of hygrine and nicotine. So elaborately we need to study the structural features, isolation, general determination of hygrine and as well as nicotine. So we have gone through this. Next one is a medicinal importance of nicotine, hygrine, quinine, morphine, cocaine and risapine. So we have little bit to gone through to some extent, and today I will discuss about few questions regarding alkaloids. So first of all, I will show you some MCQ type questions. Then what type of long answer questions you may face, I will discuss one by one, right? So yes, your first question is, which alkaloid is best used as local anesthetic? Next is, which alkaloid is used to treat malaria? Which alkaloid is used for the treatment of hypertension? So these are easy type question. Now this will be your answer: cocaine, quinine and risapine. So as risapine is, you know that it is used to treat high blood pressure, so it is related to hypertension. Cocaine is used as local anesthetic, anesthesia medicine, and quinine obviously for malaria. Parkinson's disease is treated by nicotine, you know very well. Which alkaloid produces a condition of euphoria? Euphoria means sudden happiness, the feeling of happiness it can generate by cocaine, right? Then what is Mayer's reagent? We have gone through some reagents, the alkaloidal reagents, which are used to identify the alkaloids because of the particular definite precipitation or color. They can generate with the treatment of alkaloids. So what is Mayer's reagent? It is potassium mercuride iodide. Potassium mercuric iodide. What is Dragendorf reagents? Wagners and Haggis. So potassium bismuth iodide is Dragendorf's reagent. Iodine dissolved in potassium iodide. This one is for Wagner's reagent. And saturated solution of picric acid in water. It is Haggis reagent. So all they gave different type of precipitate, different color when they are treated with alkaloids. Next question is very easy question. What are alkaloids? So alkaloids are naturally occurring organic compounds which especially contain basic nitrogen atom in its heterocyclic ring. They are more or less optically active, and especially most in the cases they are optically levorotatory. They have heterocyclic ring and simultaneously they are highly physiological activity. So they are used as medicines, insecticides, etc. Next question may be, what are alkaloidal reagents? So they are basically, they give the characteristic precipitate or color when they are treated with alkaloids. For example, as we already stated, Mayer's reagent, Haggis reagent, etc. Next is, what is exhaustive methylation? Right? What is exhaustive methylation? Hofmann exhaustive methylation actually. So Hofmann exhaustive methylation is a process where a ternary ammonium salt reacts to create tertiary amine, and by the treatment with excess methyl iodide followed by treatment with silver oxide, water and heat, they will generate an alkene and the tertiary amine. So you can show this mechanism where the methyl iodide, from this methyl iodide one CH3 group is attached over there. So now nitrogen will be becoming positive. Again, in presence of silver oxide, water and little bit heat, what will happen? The beta hydrogen will be liberated and this NR2CH3, this total amine, tertiary amine will be removing out, and with the liberation of H2O, right, from OH minus and H2O will be liberating and generating the RCH double bond CHR, right? So this is the process of exhaustive methylation, especially Hofmann exhaustive methylation. Next question is, what is the molecular and structural formula of nicotine and hygrine? So you have to state the molecular formula as well as the structural formula of nicotine and hygrine. What are the medicinal uses of alkaloids? So we have gone through this. We have discussed about the medicinal uses, the treatment for various diseases, which a particular type of alkaloids are used for particular type of diseases. You have to mention the diseases along with the name of the alkaloids. Now the long answer questions. Establish the structure of nicotine and hygrine. So it's a long answer. You have to give, you may be given a single one. Only establish the structure of nicotine or only the establish the structure of hygrine. So you have to mention all the parts elaborately from the molecular formula to the up to synthesis, right? Up to the confirmation of the structure by synthesis. Next question is, explain Hofmann elimination and Ende degradation. So first of all you have to mention both of them. Then how will you differentiate between these two? So how will you determine the differentiate? Yes, the beta hydrogen, the intermediate by which they gone through this two, where the intermediate does not contain the beta hydrogen, then it will undergo through not Hofmann, it will undergo through Embed degradation. So there is a difference, is the beta hydrogen of the intermediate. Give a method of extraction of alkaloids from natural sources. So how do you extract the natural sources? We have discussed a little bit. The extraction, the powdered plant material together with an alkali is extracted usually in Soxhlet extractor. Then the organic solvent like chloroform is added, or it may be sometimes with water or alcohol or dilute acids. Then the extract contains the alkaloidal salts present in the plants, maybe the free alkaloids sometimes released by treatment with alkali. Afterwards, a crude mixture of the alkaloids is separated into individual alkaloids by fraction crystallization, precipitation, chromatography, etc. This will be this type of answer. Then what are physiological action of alkaloids? So for which medicines, what diseases, which medicine is used for different alkaloids, regarding that one. Next is, how will you establish that in nicotine N-methylpyrrolidine ring is attached to pyridine at third position? So for that one, you have to mention that nicotine zinc chloride complex, when it is distilled, it will generate pyridine, pyrrole and methylamine. And thus, here is the probability. It will be the proof of side chain attached to beta or third position of the pyridine ring. Or it may be confirmed by when the nicotine is treated with bromine in presence of HBr, it will generate dibromonicotine, which on reaction with barium hydroxide will generate nicotinic acid, methylamine and malonic acid. So by that two ways we can confirm that the nicotine N-methylpyrrolidine ring is attached to pyridine at position 3. Hygrine is having a N-methylpyrrolidine nucleus with a side chain at its second position. So how do you confirm it? When the hygrine is treated with chromic acid for oxidation, it will get oxidized and it will generate hygrinic acid, right? So any other way is that you can generate it as from 1,3-dibromopropane, or you can show the Will status synthesis, by which you can also confirm that the N-methylpyrrolidine nucleus is with side chain at 2 position. Next question is, give the synthesis of nicotine and hygrine, right? So there are two synthesis way. First one is path ethyl for nicotine, and the hygrine, it is, what is that? The synthesis is with acetoacetic ester and the 4-aminomethyl butanol annate ethyl synthesis for hygrine. How will you convert nicotine into hygrinic acid? Nicotine into hygrinic acid. So you have to first confirm that nicotine with the treatment of HI and methyl iodide, it will form nicotine isometh iodide, which on oxidation in presence of potassium ferricyanide, it will generate nicotone, which on further oxidation with chromic acid, it will generate L-hygrinic acid, right? Okay, next. Convert hygrine to hygrinic acid. It is very much easy. You have to just oxidize it with chromic acid. Next question is, convert acetoacetic ester into hygrine. So it is the annate ethyl process, annate ethyl synthesis, where the 4-amino-methyl butanol will be treated with acetoacetic ester under pH 7, so that hygrine will be generating. Next, give the synthesis of hygrinic acid. synthesis of hygrinic acid. So it is the Will status synthesis process where 1,3-dibromopropane will be adding with monosodiodiethyl malonate, and next nucleophilic substitution will be occurring. Afterwards, treatment with methylamine, water, little bit heat, and decarboxylation. So following some few processes, hygrinic acid will be generating. You have to show the mechanism, you have to show the reactions procedure as well. So these may be few questions you may face or various other type of. So take it elaborately, go through these chapters, and next week we will do something else. For this day, this class is finished. Good day. Thank you.